Hello everyone, my name is Sharon. I live in Canada and today I'm in Tampa, Florida interviewing Bob Moiti, the founder and managing director of Abstract America. Thank you so much, Bob, for giving me this opportunity to interview you and share your knowledge with the people.
Thank you.
So first of all, can you tell me about your journey to the US?
Sure. My name is Bob Moiti, as you said, and I came to the US in 2009 as a master's student, and I graduated in 2011. And then after that, I worked as a consultant doing Oracle financials, which we'll probably maybe talk a little bit more in this conversation. And then after that, that's when I started my organization, Abstract America. And what we do is basically we train people on IT, we train them, and then also we get them jobs.
Oh, interesting.
Yes.
So, how did you become who you are today?
Well, after I graduated from college, I was really struggling, just like everyone else out there.
Yeah.
And, I couldn't get a job, and, I was trying to look for, internships, and I was trying to look for, these temporary jobs out there, anything that I could get hold of. I couldn't get anything. And lucky enough, I had a friend of mine from my class, from my MBA class, an Indian, who introduced me to Oracle.
Yeah.
Oracle is one of the technologies out there in IT that someone can learn, and technologies that can make you become a consultant. So after struggling to get a job, I was introduced by this guy into the Oracle, field, and that's how I ended up training as an Oracle financials consultant. And then after that, I was able to get a job, and since then I worked as a consultant. Then I started my business, and here I am today.
That is so amazing.
Thank you so much.
So can you tell me more about Abstract and what you offer your students?
Sure. Now, Abstract America is basically an IT consulting firm. What we do is we train people on IT systems, and then also we get them jobs. All right. We train people on ERPs. I don't know whether you're familiar with ERPs, but an ERP is an enterprise resource planning tool that companies use for their day-to-day, entering of transactions. For example, entering expenses, revenue, and running financial reports like profit and loss statements, balance sheets, and cash flow statements. Now, we have a flagship program where we train people to become Oracle financials. Pretty much the same training that I went through, before I became a consultant. And what we do is we train you to become an Oracle financials functional consultant. Meaning we train you to configure and set up the Oracle system from the front end without doing any programming work. Okay? Now, I'll try to explain a little bit about what Oracle is. Now, when companies, big multinational firms out there, when they buy systems like Oracle, these are very complex systems, okay? So what happens is when they buy these systems, they can't really start using the systems immediately, all right? They need to implement them, okay? And for them to implement the systems, they need functional consultants, and also they need technical consultants. Now, the functional consultants, they are the people who configure and set up the system from the front end without doing any programming work. Like, you don't have to know the coding and all that for you to do that kind of a job. The technical people, they are the ones who help the project with any technical work, and they support the functional consultants. Now, at Abstract America, we train you to become an Oracle Financials functional consultant, meaning that you are the one who will be setting up and configuring the Oracle system for the clients without having to have any technical background. Okay? So what that means is, if you really want to become like a functional consultant, you don't really have to have an IT background. You can have any kind of background. All you need to do is just get the training and you should be able to do the job, because it's a job that doesn't require you to be technically very superior.
Okay.
Yes.
That's very interesting.
Sure.
So what other opportunities do your students have when they apply to Abstract America?
Well, now, once we train you, and assuming you turn out to be good in the training, because also, this is a training where it requires a lot of sacrifice.
Yeah.
It's not an easy training, but it's a very doable training.
For sure.
Okay, you have to put in the work, the effort. Okay, I mean, we put in the effort personally, as the trainer and my team. But also as a student, you have to be ready to do the training. Now, if you turn out to be good, then we look for jobs for you. Because here's the thing. In the US, there is a shortage of people with this kind of skills.
That is very true.
Okay. And Americans, they don't, as much as they're good in IT and all that, they are not really into this kind of IT. They don't have a lot of these IT skills. And you'll find out that most people who do this kind of jobs, they are Indians.
Yeah.
Okay. This is like their industry. Okay.
Yeah.
And there's a demand for people with this kind of skills. A lot of Indian companies, they bring resources from India to come and work in the US. So basically there's a shortage of people with the skills, and that's what we do. We basically train you, and then if you turn out to be good, then we'll look for a job for you out there in the market.
So how long does the training last?
The training is usually for 6 months. Okay, that's like the minimum time that you're supposed to do the program. But sometimes we get students who probably would like to take a little bit longer. The other students who also, who take less time to do the training. But on average, it's usually 6 months.
Okay.
Yes.
So I've read that you help students from Africa into your programs and help them come to the US. So can you elaborate more about that?
Yeah, sure. Now, apart from the Oracle training, which is our flagship program, we've also come up with a program. We call it International Scholars Program. Remember, I said I came to the US as a student, and I faced a lot of challenges. And this is a lot of, I see a lot of people coming to me with similar problems that I used to have at the time. One of those problems is where people come to me and they say, hey, you know what, Bob, I want you to help me get a job. I want to get through your program, training and all that. I want you to help me get a job, but hey, I don't have the papers. Okay, you live in Canada, you know about all these papers and all that, immigration documents.
Yeah, it is a struggle.
It's a struggle, yes. And a lot of people here in the US, they don't have the papers. And you can actually get papers through employment, and which we do as a company. All right, we file papers for people. But then again, if you come to me and say, hey Bob, I want you to help me get papers through employment, I can't help you if you're already out of status, because once you're out of status, it's very hard to get back. Okay, unless probably maybe you get married to someone who is an American. Okay, so now you're getting through like employment, papers through employment, it's not possible. So because of that, I figured out like probably maybe I need to help these people, because this is something that I went through, as a student, and they come, a lot of people, they come as students here, and then they are not able to get the right papers. And also another reason why they are not able to get, the papers, the right papers, it's because also a lot of them, they drop out of school. Okay. So, and why do they drop out of school? It's because they don't have the finances to pay for college. It's very expensive college in the US. So in this program, what we did was we did a lot of research to look for affordable schools in the US that also these schools partner with lenders. Some people don't know a lot of these things. There's lenders out there that actually help international students to get loans to come to the US.
That is very interesting.
Yes. And a lot of people, they don't know this information. Okay? As much as we have internet, and the internet is available to everyone, people are not able to find this information out there. So these lenders, what we've done is we've come up with a list of over 200 most affordable colleges in the US.
Wow.
Okay, and with these colleges, we also have the lenders who can give you loan as an international student for you to come to the US and study. Now, the way these loans work is that, for example, if you're coming for a master's program, there are lenders out there who doesn't even require you to have a cosigner. A cosigner is basically someone who can co-sign for your loan so that you can get the loan.
Yeah.
And normally a cosigner is someone who is supposed to be like a permanent resident or an American citizen. Now, if you're coming for a master's, these lenders, they don't even require you to have a cosigner. You can basically apply for the loan when you're still in your country, and then get the loan, and the loan will be disbursed to the college that you're going to. And also these lenders will also give you a letter to the one that you can take to the embassy, okay, to say that, hey, you're being financed, and this is your lender, and they're gonna support you for the whole period of your program in college, okay. Now, if you're an undergrad student, mostly these lenders, they require you to have a cosigner, okay? Because the ones that require you not to have a cosigner, you have to be in a program, like you have to be in school for like, you have to be graduating in like 2 years time, and most undergrads, they have to stay like at least 4 years, around 4 years. So they don't qualify for that. So they qualify for the one that requires them to have a cosigner, and that, like I said, a cosigner has to be someone who's in the US as a permanent resident, or someone who is a citizen. Now the good thing is, a lot of us, those who come from our countries, we come to the US, a lot of us, we know people who live here. Most of the people, they do that. So you can always, like for example, if you need a loan, if you're coming like as an undergrad student, you can always like reach out to maybe your relatives or your friends who are in the US, and they can help you. They can cosign for your loan, and you can be able to get these loans.
Sure.
Now, another thing that we do as part of that program is to advise you on other things. For example, interviews, visa interviews at the embassy. Personally, I filled 3 interviews, visa interviews, yes. I filled 3 visa interviews, and I passed the 4th one when I came for my master's. And I've learned from all the failures.
Yeah, you have a lot of experience.
Exactly. And I advise people on what they need to know as far as getting a student visa is concerned. And also what we also do is, advise them now. Once they get the visa, we also advise them on what they need to do when they are already students here in the US. There's a lot of things that you have to figure out on your own, and we can definitely advise them on that, because these are some of the things that these are some of the challenges that I faced when I was a student, because I went through the same. I came to the US as a student, and I went through the same process of becoming a student, and then coming here, and then graduating and trying to look for papers after graduation. So those are some of the things that we help them when they come here, and also we help them also get jobs. Remember, at the end of the day, at Upstack America, what we do is we get people jobs. So these are some of the things that we can advise them.
Yeah.
Yes.
That is very interesting.